Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. I sensed something was off the second my wife, Emily, brushed past me at the neighborhood barbecue as if I didn't exist. She'd been distant all morning, but I never imagined she'd humiliate me in front of everyone. I was wrong. We'd spent months talking about our honeymoon, a trip we kept postponing because life always seemed to interfere. With the date finally approaching, I believed she'd be excited at last. Instead, she tapped her glass, laughed with the neighbors, and then tossed out a sentence that froze the entire yard. "Go on the honeymoon by yourself, Daniel," she said, loud enough for every ear nearby. "I'm not wasting my vacation on a trip I don't even want." The chatter around us vanished. It felt like someone had muted the entire backyard. Even the grill crackled more quietly. I stared at her, searching for a sign she was joking, but the smug curve of her lips told me she wasn't. "Emily," I murmured, stunned. "What are you talking about?" She waved me off like I was a minor inconvenience. "You planned it. You booked everything. Go enjoy it alone. I'll stay home." Problem solved. It wasn't solved. It was degrading. And she knew it. What Emily didn't realize was that our neighbor, the one she always pretended didn't exist, had heard everything. Chloe, a single mom who lived a couple of houses down, stood by the patio railing with a soda in hand, quietly observing. She wasn't the type to interrupt. But when she finally spoke, her voice carried. "Wow," she said, stepping closer. "Most people would kill for someone who wants to travel with them. You're pushing yours away." Emily rolled her eyes. "Mind your business, Chloe. You wouldn't understand." Chloe didn't retreat. She looked at me first, then back at Emily, not angry, just disappointed. "I understand more than you think," she said evenly. "If someone planned a trip for me, put in that kind of effort, wanted to build memories, I wouldn't throw it back in his face." A quiet murmur spread through the crowd. For the first time, Emily's smirk faltered. Chloe took another calm step forward. "If you don't want to go," she added slowly, "maybe someone else should." The yard fell completely silent. Emily stiffened, gripping her drink tighter. "What's that supposed to mean?" she snapped, though her voice wavered. Chloe didn't raise her tone. She didn't have to. "It means most women would appreciate a husband who actually wants to take them somewhere special. Someone who cares enough to plan something just to make them happy." People exchanged looks. Some pretended not to hear. Others watched openly. Emily had always carried herself like she was above everyone else, and now that armor was cracking. I felt my face burn with embarrassment, but beneath it was something unexpected. Relief. Validation. Someone finally saw what I'd been enduring. Emily scoffed. "You're acting like you know our marriage." Chloe met her stare without flinching. "I know what respect looks like." And that wasn't it. The silence grew heavier. Emily tried to laugh, but it sounded forced. "Daniel doesn't care. He knows I'm joking." I wasn't smiling. "Was it a joke?" I asked quietly. She blinked, caught off guard. "Of course. Don't be so sensitive." Chloe raised an eyebrow. "If he's sensitive, it's because he actually cares." Emily spun toward her. "Why are you even talking? This has nothing to do with you." Chloe inhaled slowly, then said something that made the entire yard hold its breath. "If my partner ever spoke to me the way you just spoke to him," she paused, "I wouldn't blame him for taking someone else on that honeymoon." Emily stepped closer, fury flashing in her eyes. "Are you implying something?" "No," Chloe replied calmly. "I'm pointing out what you're throwing away." That landed harder than any insult. Emily swallowed, uncertainty flickering across her face for the first time. Fear replaced her confidence. I stayed silent, but inside, a thought formed that I wasn't ready to admit. Emily turned to me, searching for the usual softness, the familiar willingness to let things slide. It wasn't there. "Daniel," she said under her breath, "you're not actually listening to her, are you?" I didn't answer. Not because Chloe was offering herself, she wasn't, but because she'd spoken a truth I'd ignored for far too long. Emily glanced around, suddenly aware of every watching eye. "Can we talk inside?" she whispered. "You don't need privacy to understand you crossed a line," Chloe said gently. "It's not embarrassing because people heard it. It's embarrassing because he felt it." Emily's voice shook. "I didn't mean it that way." "Then how did you mean it?" I asked. She opened her mouth, then closed it. There was nothing left to say. The world seemed to pause, the rustle of leaves, children laughing somewhere in the distance, Emily's shallow breaths. She wasn't used to being challenged, especially in public. Watching her struggle didn't fill me with anger. It gave me clarity. "You told me to go alone," I said evenly. Like my presence didn't matter. "I was stressed," she pleaded. I was trying to be funny. You weren't, Chloe said softly. Emily's eyes filled with tears. She reached for my arm. Daniel, you're my husband. I never meant to hurt you. I stepped back before she could touch me. It was a small movement, but everyone noticed. So did she. Please, she whispered. I wasn't walking away from her. I was walking toward myself, toward the respect I'd neglected for years. The honeymoon isn't canceled, I said quietly. But I'm not going alone. Her face went pale. Then who? I met her gaze not with anger but with certainty. Someone who actually wants me there. Her legs nearly gave out. The barbecue remained silent because everyone understood something before she did. I wasn't talking about Chloe. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.